MRN Crew Call on MRN.com is presented by MoneyLion, the world's most powerful financial membership. MoneyLion, here we roar. And also brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Welcome to MRN Crew Call presented by MoneyLion. I am your host, Rocko Williams, and I am joined today by a special man today, Spencer Bishop. Thank you for joining us today.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Not only is Spencer Bishop tire carrier jackman, I say both now, tire carrier jackman for the number 37 JTG car driven by Chris Busher. He is a fellow Wake Forest alumni. If you cannot tell by our studio, it looks a little different, but we are Demon Deaconed out, aren't we?
Yeah, go Deeks.
Go Deeks. Representing well, college football season has started, and I just felt it was appropriate to get some of my fellow Demon Deacons in the studio one time. My goal is to have all current alumni within this sport on this show at some point, you know. So we're coming for you, Chris Justice, Kevin Harris, Eric Maycroft. Am I forgetting anybody? What else? Who else is out there?
Not that I can think of, no.
Yeah, I
it should be all of them.
Yeah, we're going to get them on here pretty soon. But anyways, thank you for having us. Thank you for joining us today on the show, Spencer. Before we even get into that, I'm just happy to see you because I didn't think y'all were going to get that race in this past weekend in Darlington. By the time the race came on, I was struggling to stay up, man. From your perspective, what was it like out there, man?
Well, for a few hours, it was pretty boring. You know, I think they just did driver intros. We're getting ready to get the race started, getting prepped and everything, and then you could just see the rain coming in, and we're just like, I feel like that's happened quite a few times this year. Like right when the race starts, it starts raining. But
I was one of those crew members that never checked the radar, the day before. And there's certain tracks that just have the propensity to rain.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Dover. Yeah. I'm thinking of Michigan. And, Darlington, did you know there was a possibility prior, that the rain was coming, or was it one of those things when you got there and you're like, oh, man?
No, I think we kind of knew it might happen, but then, you could just see the rain clouds rolling in, and we're like, not again. But, we waited out for a few hours, and glad we got it started, though.
So, when I think of Darlington, I've always got super excited about that race for the simple fact that you have more than one chance to do a pit stop. That track is very abrasive. Yeah. It's hard on tires. At the same time, it's fun to watch. That whole Darlington stripe, Lady in Black, that's real. When you see those cars humming against that wall. How many stops did you do? Can you kind of give me a timeline from when y'all started the race and your stops and your progression and to the end and where you finished?
Yeah, so started the race around 10 o'clock in 12th place. I think, Chris qualified 12th.
Good qualifying run.
No, yeah. Yep. We did 9 stops throughout the night. Had a couple we'd like to have back, but we had some good ones as well. But finished 12th, so finished right where we qualified. Pit crew maybe could have done a better job to get him up there a little bit.
What do you mean by that? Why do you say pit crew could have done a better job? Don't you always try to do a good job?
Oh, no, we tried our best. we had a couple mistakes. And but no, we're looking forward to making up for what we lost. But no, finished 12th, finished well. Chris did a real good job driving it. And, the road crew guys did a good job with the car. He had a great car. So finished 12th. Not exactly where maybe could have got a top 10 out of it, but, overall it was a good day.
Before we delve into who you are as a person, you as a former collegiate athlete, student athlete at Wake Forest University, you coming into the sport, it's safe to say you weren't a race fan prior to coming into the sport, or were you?
Right, no.
You were not.
It's not that I didn't like it. I just was never really exposed to it.
Wasn't on your radar, stick and ball sport.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
As you know, I'm a national recruiter for Drive for Diversity Pit Crew Development, and our recruits showed up to campus this past weekend. Sunday, they came into town, and Monday was their first day. And we actually have some slaw cam footage of how that went.
Awesome.
These were these guys and females' first experience in Charlotte learning how to be professional pit crew athletes. And I believe we have some footage of how that went.
My name is Delanda Wendeno. I'm from Paris and I'm a tire changer.
Alvin Wilson, Lexington, Mississippi, tire carrier.
Robin Loza, Charlotte, North Carolina, tire change.
Renard Rose II, Richmond, Virginia, tire carrier. Mikael Phillips, Killeen, Texas, tire carrier. Haji Dillon, Virginia, Jackman.
Coach, how you feeling, Coach?
Pretty good.
Day 2 of camp?
No, it's actually day 1. Second practice, day 1.
They all run together, right?
That's me in about a week.
You have a good-looking bunch here, Coach.
Thank you.
Good-looking group.
I know it's Labor Day and I know y'all had some other things to do, but glad that you could make it. We got two special things. We got 2 winners from this weekend.
Two winners.
We got Keyston.
Keyston, raise your hand, Keyston.
Keyston won with the ARCA race. Keyston, what's the name of that driver?
We don't know who he is.
Christian Eccles, right. Car number what?
We know Keyston.
Keyston's a tire changer.
Yeah.
That's the ARCA series. Next, we got Brian Eastland. Brian Eastland is a gas man on the number 20. Mr. Jones won Darlington, won the cup race. But anyway, congratulations. Give both of them a big hand. Give everybody a big hand. Give me a drum.
Hey! Happy Labor Day, guys. Yeah, we're practicing on Labor Day as well, you know.
Jeez.
So that's why we had the little cookout. But there's some glimpse and some scenes there that you could probably relate to, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, whenever you start doing that, I mean, you really, you're sore. You don't know what you're doing. You feel dumb because it's just awkward movements that you're not used to. But no, I mean, if I had anything to tell those guys, just keep at it. Eventually, your body will adapt, and you'll get good at it.
And that's one of the things. After day one, all of them were looking at their fingers and their hands from those tire carrying, their forearms and the tire change. It was rough on them. And if anybody knows that, you do. And we want to delve right into, your career as we are standing year 4, right?
Yes.
And we want to talk a little bit more about you at HMS and at JTG Racing and all of the joys and trials and tribulations that come with being a professional pit crew athlete. Yeah. More from Spencer Bishop, a.k.a. I won't tell you now, but you'll find out later when we come back with Crew Call.
What's up? Vaughn Gittin Jr. here. How would you like the keys to a 700 horsepower custom-built Ford Mustang RTR designed by none other than NASCAR champ Joey Logano, the RTR design team, and me? It's one of 3 Mustangs you could win in the MoneyLion Here We Roar sweepstakes. How do you enter? Just text ROAR to 95615 or visit roarsweepstakes.moneylion.com.
No purchase necessary. Instant 2019. Must be 18 or older. For official sweepstake rules, visit roarsweepstakes.moneylion.com.
Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina is redefining the drive-thru coffee game in Race City, USA. The Clutch experience is fast, friendly, and delicious. Quality drinks and unmatched customer service is the name of the game. Clutch Coffee Bar offers signature lattes and mochas, custom flavor-infused energy drinks, smoothies, and more. Over 25 flavors, there's something for everyone. Visit our 2 locations in Mooresville, 356 Williamson Road and 154 West Plaza Drive. Open daily from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Power up today with Clutch Coffee Bar.
It wasn't just built to be a museum. It was built to be a shrine to the history, heritage, and future of the sport we love. Visit the NASCAR Hall of Fame and see how Petty, Earnhardt, and hundreds of other NASCAR legends became heroes. Watch their most electrifying moments, experience realistic racing simulators, and much more. Plan a trip to the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. Tickets at NASCARHall.com. NASCAR Hall of Fame. This is our sport. This is our house.
Getting Schooled is presented by the Goddard School, the best childhood preparation for social and academic success. Visit GoddardSchool.com for more information. The Goddard School, learning for fun, learning for life. You don't know about that yet, Spencer. You don't have any rugrats running around the house yet,
not
do you?
yet. Maybe in a couple more years.
Oh, you planning it out. Look at you. Hey, I wanted to take this time to allow you the opportunity to meet Spencer Bishop. You don't mind if we get a little personal, Spencer?
Nah, bring it on.
Where are you from? I'm
from, actually, I grew up in a town, Redondo Beach, California. Then when I was 12, I moved to Pinehurst, North Carolina. So I kind of grew up in two different places, but
okay.
Yeah, I guess my formidable years were in North Carolina.
Okay. And then you ended up at Wake Forest, right?
Yep.
So let's say senior year, when did you know that you were a good enough athlete to play football at the next level?
Well, I kind of had some interest from a lot of Division I AA schools.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, my only offer was North Carolina A&T. I almost was an Aggie. But
Nothing
Wake,
wrong with that. Aggie pride.
Nah. Wake had recruited me, but in like December, they let me know, like, hey, we already signed a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
We're not looking to sign anymore. So that kind of let me down. But I started my career as a walk-on there. I got a lot of financial aid help.
Mm-hmm.
And then after my sophomore year, I eventually earned a scholarship. But yeah, it was kind of a rough start.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of schools kind of just showed interest, but then kind of backed away. So, but my college or my high school coach
mm-hmm.
always was, had a lot of confidence in me. He was like, believe me, you can play at this level. So that's pretty much what got me to Wake. His faith in me,
mm-hmm.
along with the financial aid, helped a lot.
Yeah. So you played football at Pinehurst, right? Or
at
North
Pinecrest.
At Pinecrest.
Yeah.
And is that the name of the high school?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Pinecrest. And what A is that?
It's 4A.
So it's 4A school. So
it's
North Carolina football, I wasn't very familiar with that until I moved here, but they are pretty prominent, and they're prideful of their programs up here in their schools, right?
Oh, yeah. It was cool because the conference we played in, I actually ended up playing against a lot of those guys that, like, they go to NC State, Carolina, Virginia Tech. So it was a competitive conference where I got to, play against some of the best guys in the state.
I can relate to that a little bit. Growing up in Atlanta, all I wanted to do early on in the high school career is play in Atlanta. I wanted to play at Georgia Tech. My mother currently works there. My sister worked there. And, I was told the same things. Hey, we just signed our linebackers and we're not really interested, But then when it came through with Wake, the only reason why I went to Wake at the time was Jim Caldwell.
Yeah.
He recruited my mother and not myself, so I had no choice.
Smart man.
Yeah, I had no choice. But I wanted to go to Georgia Tech, but when they did not show me any love and I saw who they recruited and signed, I wrote them a letter and said, it's my personal goal, at Wake Forest, every time we play Georgia Tech, that you're going to remember who I am.
Yeah.
So
Wake has a way of getting kids like that because we always had kids from Florida that want to beat Florida State, or you get kids from South Carolina that want to beat Clemson.
mm-hmm.
So Wake has a way of getting kids that maybe their home state didn't offer them, and then, it's panned out recently because they've had some success with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's we always had a lot of kids from Florida that wanted to beat Florida State, and
always
we ended up beating them once, so it ended up working out.
You're right. And while we're on that topic, think about your first year in this sport. As you're coming into NASCAR, you're at the Hendrick Motorsports Combine. So think about that time to where you are now, year 4. How has your preconceived notions and your perception of this sport changed from then to now, if at all any?
No, because when I was at Wake, we heard about, guys like you, Kevin Harris, that were in the sport. And so it's kind of always in the back of your mind. And honestly, I had no idea what to expect. I just figured you just ran out there and put tires on the car, which is essentially what you do, but way more pressure and under a lot more scrutiny, But I guess over time, you just kind of pick up little things from some of the guys that have been doing it a while about how to prep for races,
mm-hmm.
how to really hone in on your craft and find those tenths of a second, anywhere throughout the pit stop, because if you find a 10th here, a 10th there, it adds up to maybe a half second, which on pit road is a lot of time.
Is it something that you're glad that you did?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not sure what I'd be doing.
I was going to ask you that next.
I know that question's coming. If I wasn't pitting, what I'd be doing. I'd probably be maybe in football, coaching football or something. But
maybe baseball. I said
or
you look like a baseball
yeah.
coach earlier. When you
need some like sunglasses, look like I'm playing outfield. But but damn, I don't even remember what I was saying.
No, as far as just in the sport, you know, where you would be. Yep.
No, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you're doing what you're where you're supposed to be, man.
No,
you know, you're where you're supposed to be. I follow you on Instagram, and you know, we all are on Instagram. We all social media, so I can kind of see that life seems to be not bad.
No,
right?
it's not. I mean,
no, we have nothing to complain about.
Not at all. I mean, we love. I mean, if you come to Hendrick and talk to anybody there, I mean, all the guys there are really committed. Mm-hmm. They compete hard. It's fun to compete against, you know, all the 4 Cup teams we have, plus the 2 JTG cars we have. We all compete against each other, and it's a competitive environment. And that's really what I think a lot of people long for after their athletic career in college or whatever's done. They want to just work in an environment where it's still competitive, and you get to work out, and you get to just kind of have the same like camaraderie or whatnot you have with like your football friends. You still have that like in pit crew with all the guys you hang out with.
Before we get into that competition side and the contrast between HMS and JTG and what you're doing athletically, let's look at a few of your Instagram pictures and just as they show up, you know, explain them to me. Where are you at and what's going on here in some of these pictures?
All right, so that is in Guatemala on our off week. One of my pit crew buddies got married down there, and that's some of us down there did a little hike. That's actually an active volcano in the background. So,
well, okay.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah, I have no desire to be around active volcano.
No.
That looks good.
No, that's that's some Guatemalan food. Those are some fried plantains, avocado, beans, and that's like some shredded pork. Very good stuff.
Safe to say you're not vegan.
No, I'm not a vegan.
Okay.
No.
Oh, who's that lovely young lady? Yeah. Shout her out.
That's my girlfriend Erica. That is us in so in the April off week we went to Yosemite and did some hiking out there.
That looks so cute. Look at that.
Yeah.
That looks so cute.
No, we were pretty tired. That's a long day of hiking.
There's no elevator?
No.
Oh God, no. No. Where's that? I know that.
Oh yeah, that's when Wake played at the Belk Bowl in Charlotte 2 years ago. So that's me and a bunch of our Wake buddies hanging out at the bowl game.
Go Deeks.
Yeah, back when I had the long hair.
I like that, you know?
Oh gosh.
What's going on here?
That's actually, again, my girlfriend. That we went to Atlanta for a Lady Gaga concert.
And that's how you dress.
Yeah, she's a big Lady Gaga fan. So I figured you had to do it up for the Lady Gaga concert.
Well,
believe me, I wasn't the craziest looking person there. That's pretty tame for a Lady Gaga concert.
Well, I got to admit, man, you made the best out of that. You wore the hell out of that fit. You know, I also want to let you know you can get a free set of tires from Hercules Tires. All you have to do is go to HerculesTires.com/MRN and register, and you can win a chance. You can have a chance to win a free set of Hercules Tires every month. All right. But anyways, hey, we're going to delve right into Spencer Bishop and this competition thing. We're going to see how competitive he is when we come back with MRN Crew Call.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away one set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
At the Goddard School, teachers customize lessons so children can explore their interests, have fun, and learn the skills they need for success in school and beyond. From infant sign language to pre-K students tackling STEAM learning, our Flex Learning Program or Fun Learning Experience is grounded in research that shows the most genuine learning occurs when children are having fun. Our teachers leverage this through lessons inspired by children's imaginations. To enroll, visit GoddardSchool.com. The Goddard School, learning for fun, learning for life.
For more than 80 years, Detroit Diesel has been the legendary driving force powering many of the best-known trucks on the road. Through our state-of-the-art Detroit technologies in components and safety systems, we've earned our customers' trust as a reliable business partner dedicated to improving their bottom line. It's no wonder they continue to depend on Detroit to keep them safe and efficient on the road. When you demand it all, Demand Detroit.
Welcome back to MRN Crew Call presented by MoneyLion. It's time for the financial crew chief of our show, the financial crew chief. What do you think that means to you? What does that mean if you saw that? How can you be your financial crew chief?
Maybe you need someone to kind of look over your finances. That'd be my guess. I don't know.
Are you a big spender or are you more frugal and save your money?
I would say I spend my money on like vacations, like you saw, like going places and doing stuff. And I guess I'm more frugal with.
So your closet isn't a walk-in with about 13 pairs of J's in there.
No, my car gets a lot of fun made of it too. So I don't spend a lot of money on my car.
So your car and your gear is not a priority, but your happiness and your travel is. I mean, I think you're thinking right.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let me ask you about your family. What does your family feel about this? You know, when you do this and you come into a sport like this that is unfamiliar to you, I'm pretty sure it's unfamiliar with your family members. How did they take to it, and what are some of their thoughts about it?
No, they were excited because, after football, I got cut by the Montreal Alouettes, and then I was back home. I'm just living at home, and my parents were like,
"What are you going to do?
You got to get out of here." So they were happy that I got into the sport, and then they try and come to at least 1 or 2 races every year, and they have a blast. They have a good time with it. So they're excited for me, and I'm doing something that like I love, and I think that's mainly their source of happiness. I'm doing something that I like to do. They don't want me doing some job that I don't want to do. So,
and that's great to hear you say that you love it, because with the younger athletes that I'm dealing with and trying to help coach them, I have a problem when I see someone that I'm trying to coach who doesn't seem like they're interested, or that they're just here because, or, they're here 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but they're hoping to get a call from somewhere else. To say that you love a sport, I just feel like it helps you with your progression within the sport.
Right.
I think the faster you gravitate to that type of feeling, the faster you elevate through the sport, and you're living proof of that. As coming through the rigorous training camp at Hendrick Motorsports, very highly competitive, I'm sure.
Right.
And for those who don't know, you have your house cars. You have your 4 house cars within the HMS camp, and then you have your satellite teams, your teams that, basically these upper tier teams, they supply the pit crews for. And so when did you start working for JTG, and how did that come about?
It came about halfway through the year last year, or the first Pocono race was our first race on the JTG car. They just came to us and said, we were on I think it was the 15 car and the 32 before that, and I guess we'd been kind of petitioning for it, like we're outperforming the cars that we're on right now. So then I guess the guys at Hendrick kind of got with the guys at JTG, and they decided to make a switch, and it's worked out really well. No, it's been fun working with those guys. They got a lot of good people over there on the road crew and crew chiefs and all that, and they're a fun group to work with.
So you still practice at HMS, or do you practice at JTG? How does that work?
No, we practice at HMS, and in the off season or whatnot, we'll go over to JTG and work on the pit box and everything. Or if, during the week, during the season, if we got to jack the car or whatnot, we'll go over there and jack it over there. But
hold on, did you just say during the off season you go and work on the pit boxes? You're not in Guatemala or Hawaii or somewhere like everyone else?
I guess in my spare time we'll go over to JTG and work on the pit box.
I was about to say, man, you over here fooling.
Nah, we work on it.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, it's part of the deal you got to do.
Yeah, and these are our tools, to perform with. So you got to get it the way you want to get it with.
Yeah.
Let me talk about your influences, to get you here. Let's just talk about your influence at HMS. Does anyone stand out, in particular there that has helped you, throughout your career, help you gain a better understanding of what's going on and how to perform?
Yeah, no, I'd say I think your first year in the sport is pretty influential. We had older guys like you, Opie, guys like that really kind of helped me with the craft of carrying tires and whatnot. And then since we made the switch to 5-man, I started jacking Nick Covey, jacking me on the 47. He's helped me out a lot with just the technique of jack,
He's been on our show as well.
Yeah,
Shouts out to Nick Covey.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. No, he's helped me out a lot with like jump lines and you know, little like things that if you're just going in blindfolded, you wouldn't know anything about. But he's helped me out a lot with you know, just all the little intricate parts of jacking a race car.
No, well, that's awesome. And well, let me ask you this then. Let's say with everything that you've learned in the jacking a race car, if there was one rule or one regulation that you could change within the sport, you had all the power, you had the master key, what would that be?
I would say if a pit crew member gets hit by an opposing driver, that should be a penalty of some kind. It's got to be. I mean, as long as the pit crew guy's not like way out in pit road or anything. But if someone gets hit by a driver, that should be a penalty on the driver. I mean, I know it's tough. I know like you got to nose in. There's a lot of stuff going on out there, but.
See, now you're about to get me fired up because your lip curled up when you said it because it resonated with me because I agree with you 1,000%. Hit me, I can't hit you back.
Right.
So you might as well get penalty. You know?
I mean, it doesn't have to be like major. Just
send them to the back.
Yeah, go to the back.
Hey, man, while they're carting me off to infield care, you're still going back on the lead lap. So I understand 100%. I felt that. You know, one of the things that I used to do, I used to dream this up. I'm like, okay. You know how when a car that's pitted in the box adjacent to you or next to you, when they come through your box to get to their box,
right?
And your car is maybe 2 cars behind them, and you can't. That used to infuriate me.
Yeah.
And I used to plot and scheme on how I was gonna spray brake cleaner at the right time when they went through to the window net, or how I was gonna ram the jack pole through the window net. You know, I used to get so fired up about that.
No, because it's a smart play. Like if you're a driver, I get it. You want to put the other pit crew at a disadvantage. You want to drive through their stall, so like we can't get out there and get a good start on the right side. But at some point, like I mean, luckily I haven't been hit yet. So, but if I had a rule to change, that would be my one little rule.
I like that rule. Unfortunately, I have been hit, and I think that's a great rule. But as sly and athletic as I am, I was able to finagle my way out of major injury. Anyways, hey, we have Spencer Bishop here, and we have a little bit more to talk about, and we're going to expose our clutch performance of the week. You want to miss that? You don't want to miss that. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know that banks collected over $15 billion in unnecessary bank fees last year? Come on, enough is enough. It's time we took back control of our finances. That's why MoneyLion is proud to bring you the Financial Crew Chief and to be a NASCAR sponsor. Look, no one knows more about hard work and pursuing their dreams than NASCAR fans, drivers, and teams. So we want to bring you the kind of banking that the big banks would never build, with features like zero-fee checking and zero-fee investment accounts. And because life is also meant for a join, with MoneyLion, NASCAR fans get even more. We're giving away 1,500 NASCAR tickets to our members this year. Plus, you can get 5% cash back on NASCAR tickets, at-track purchases, and all purchases at NASCAR.com. Learn more at MoneyLion.com or download our app. This is America's most powerful financial membership. MoneyLion. Here we roar.
Winged Nation with Steve Post, Aaron Evernham, and Ashley Stremme. Your destination for all things winged sprint cars. Each Saturday at 8:30 and 11:30 a.m. on MAV TV. Live at noon on wingednation.com and Facebook Live. Join us for in-depth conversations with drivers and personalities that make up the greatest dirt racing on earth. The Winged Nation Preview Podcast each Thursday previews the upcoming weekend. Winged Nation, winged sprint car talk covering dirt tracks all across America.
MRN Crew Call presented by MoneyLion. Spencer Bishop is in the house representing JTG in the number 37. But we're focusing on our clutch performers of the week. And they do go to a fellow alumni in Kevin Harris.
Oh, yeah.
And Ernie Pierce from the number 20, Eric Jones driven machine. They won the race at Darlington at about 2 in the morning. I think the race ended or whatever the case may be, started at 10. But congratulations, Ernie Pierce, Jack Mann, and Kevin Harris, Wake Forest Demon Deek alumni, for your performance at Darlington this past weekend. And that's interesting to say. I've watched every Darlington pit stop, and you made a comment earlier about how fast the pit stops were. And it's kind of, counterintuitive, because when you see the time that the race started, you're thinking, man, everybody's going to be tired. I don't know how they're going to push through this, but I guess adrenaline kicks in or something, right? And
guys were something was out there. Maybe they had some clutch coffees or something. Because I mean, the dartfish was like probably one of the best we've seen. Like guys up and down pit road or ripping off 12-second stops over and over again. So that was made it really competitive.
We have some footage of the number 20 car in their stop as well, and let's play that, and you'll see for your firsthand. This was going on at night, and the 20 car comes in. This is a green flag stop, I believe. And yes, Ernie Pierce is on the jack. Kevin Harris is in the back. He puts on the tire, rolls that tire around with his lazy self. Pick it up, Kevin, right? Tell him to pick that tire up. I guess that's how they coach him over there, right?
It's longevity. I hear you, Kevin.
There he is. Look at him rolling it again. But, hey, they won the race. That's a solid carrier. And then Ernie Pierce, man, I can always tell it's Ernie. He has a very unique run around the car.
No, he's good. They got a good team over there. We've pitted next to him a couple times, and no, they do a good job for him.
Hey, we're not done with our footage. And,
all right.
I have something else here. If we can roll our slideshow, you've been compared to a famous person, and you might know who I'm talking about. Do you know who those actors are? That's Tom Brady and some other guy. That's Tom Brady and some other guy. I think that's Justin Bieber.
I haven't got Biebs yet.
You haven't got Biebs yet? You get Tom Brady a lot? Who's that?
Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher?
Wow.
Tom Brady and Ashton Kutcher. I can see that. Maybe it's the hair.
Oh, God.
Tom Brady and the Geico man. I think. Who is that?
Wow.
Tom Brady and our very own Spencer Bishop. We'll let our crew call fans be the judge of that one. Do we think Spencer Bishop looks like Tom Brady? I don't know, man. I guess I see it. I see a little bit of it, man.
No, yeah. I've pretty much been getting it my whole life. At first, I fought it for a while, didn't like it, and then eventually you just kind of cave in and just run with it. So, yeah.
Your girlfriend likes it, right?
Yeah, no, she likes it, yeah.
Have you ever been with your girl and then you're out in public and then somebody comes up and say that?
People have said they could. I think I'm just a little bit, I'm not quite as tall and maybe a little bit heavier. So they kind of look at me with like a little squint. They're like, it's mostly like, you're not Tom Brady, right? Like, you're not him? Like, no, I'm not him. Sorry.
Anyways, well, hey, we could be compared to worse.
No, yeah.
You could have been compared to the Geico man, so.
I think I kind of was.
Hey, Spence, man, shout out your teammates, all right? Shout out your teammates on who's all on that crew with you in that 37.
No, in the front, changing tires, we got Donnie Tasser, great changer.
What's up with Donnie Tasser in those books? He's got to be one of the smartest crew members
he
on
reads
pit road.
A book a week at least.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, it says it's his goal, a book a week. Yeah, he's probably one of the smarter guys on pit road. Rear changers, Rod, who you've had on the show. Rod's a great guy, great
NC
changer.
State, we won't hold that against him.
Yeah, we can't hold that against him, I guess.
Look at his hot Rod. All right, that's the real black and gold.
And then Brandon, who was on the show too.
Yep.
Carrier, very good carrier. Fun having him on the team. He's a good guy.
Appalachian State, another black and gold wannabe.
Yeah. And then we got Brian Deals, our fueler.
Yep.
I room with Deal. He's a great guy, great fueler. Brings a lot of experience to our team. He's been around for a while, and he helps us out a lot. And then I'll shout out Zico. Zico was hit in Atlanta. wasn't the driver's fault, but he was hit, and he's been out for the year. But miss Zico. He's a good guy to have on the team.
Good call. And don't forget, you remember with college football season in, it shouldn't be hard to tell who we're pulling for. Wake Forest travels to Rice, and they will open up with their first home game. It's not their first home game, is it? Well, they will have a home game against North Carolina Chapel Hill the following week. So we'll be in Las Vegas. But other than that, it's a Demon Deek weekend. Thank you for joining us, Spencer.
Hey, love having me.
You know it. You make the show look good.